But I mean, make no mistake, the top 34, you know, they're still out there. We've seen Parco out there getting waves. We saw Fanning get a good one. I believe that's Ian Walsh right there. So everybody's charging. It's not just the quote big wave guys. Parco.
Oh man, Paddy could ask us, what about that drop he did about half an hour ago?
Whole place testicles were
erupted in there. I don't know how he made it, but I tell you what, that was the drop of the century.
That was insane.
Pretty amazing to see it from water level too. I mean, those guys just, he was all stretched out, made that thing, pulled in. It was just pretty amazing.
Here's a replay of this last one. Yeah, this is Parco. I mean, still stylish, even when he's surfing a 20-foot wave. So, like we said, the top dogs, you know, they're not taking the day off. They're out there charging. So good to see that these guys can surf anything 2 to 20 feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one behind
do it with style as well. So, all right, boys. Well, hey, thanks for having me. I'm signing off. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Slater.
All right, Big Tony, our beach marshal out there. And like we said, just everybody on the island psyching, joining us right now. A man who got a couple big ones out there this morning and will get more big ones in the very near future. Welcome, Kelly Slater, to the commentary booth. How's it going, man?
Aloha. Wow.
You look good.
I didn't expect that to go on. I mean, I knew if the wind changed it would, but I mean, it was. You know, there's a lot of people complaining the contest wasn't on and stuff, but it was really, really difficult waves to surf earlier. They looked amazing, and when you got on them, they were just these big, giant chops going across the face that you can't see. You know, in the pictures they'll look perfect, but it's a different situation when you're out there and you're on the face. I mean, I had one just a perfect stand-up barrel, you know, can't touch any part of it, and the just a chop just bounced me straight up and just got my head chopped off. So, but now's a different story. It's low tide. It's on the outer reef completely. When we were out there was a few cappers, and then one set came in and cleaned up about, oh, who's this? One set came in and cleaned up about 40 guys, like all at once. Well, there's like 40 guys out, and everyone got caught. But oh, who's this? Look at this thing from behind it. Jamie Sterling or
just trying to punch through. So, what size boards are these guys mainly riding? Like in the 9-foot range?
I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Did you see that Pat Godowskis drop? Oh my gosh, that was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. And then Ramon backs up with 2 waves he shouldn't have made and did. And then Kala got a massive one, and whoever that was just before Ian Walsh maybe. Healy got a couple. Jensen, just everyone. The triple barrel by Jensen. So it's you know it's there to be had, and I think that was gosh.
This is that drop. That's that drop of Pat G.
My gosh, that looks like a Mavericks wave, but the thing about Mavericks is it ends.
Yeah,
this doesn't end. And look at this. He could have maybe drawn a line had he not airdropped, but right there he had no option. And then here comes his brother Dane right here, just knifing this one from deep. You got to take that high line from deep, and then you see that on the end, these ones that don't start way outside, they get bigger as they go down the line. And there's Kai Borg going, make it. I don't want to have to come into that foam right there. And Borg was like tripping out that he had to go save everyone. You know, this morning there was broken boards and broken leashes and bodies everywhere. It was just mayhem, and you know, it was just like the first big set that came. It was like, I don't know. I mean, I came up here and heard Wassel doing voiceovers, and he was going, yeah, it's 15-foot faces out there. I'm like, dude, I surfed 15-foot faces in Florida before. I mean, it was, you know, the set to clean everybody up this morning was probably, you know, well over 20-foot faces.
Jeez.
Probably 25-foot faces, and now it's just a whole different league because the swells dropped out. The wind has actually started to get good, so it's not so chattery on the face in the last half an hour to hour, and it's pristine. It looks pristine out there. The wind really just calmed down. I felt it like an hour ago. I went back to I'm staying over on the other side, and I felt like a puff of wind come the other way, and I went, oh my gosh, I think it just switched. And then I turned on the webcast and saw just amazing rides. Actually, you might have seen Fanning There's Jamie Sterling getting cleaned up inside. Might have seen Fanning grabbing on that one, and he just ate it at the end of that barrel. I don't know if anyone called who that was, but I'm pretty sure that was Mick.
Yeah, it was Mick. The gnarliest body surf ever seen.
Yeah, sick body surf. He probably spent about 5 or 8 seconds holding his breath before he even ate it. And this is dangerous right here. This is what gets really dangerous out there without the ski. It's so shallow down there, and you saw Pat Gadauskas. Look at this. They went underground right there trying to get over that thing. Reef. So if there was no ski right there, not only is he further up the reef, but if there's a set, then he's on dry reef with like 10, 15-foot whitewaters hitting him. And look at this, perfect lines. This is probably the Kersey, nice. Kersey charges, totally charges. People might not know that about Kersey, but they should, because he just goes on anything. Look at this, Parco, nice line. Is that Parco?
Yeah, that's Parco.
And you can see that one just didn't quite do the super hollow thing, but it had a big bowl if you wanted to park it, son.
So I see a lot of these guys out there. They're wearing the little vests, little kind of flotation vests.
I'm gonna go find a big one right now.
Is it a lot more difficult to paddle and like perform in those things?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't wear them.
You don't have one?
Yeah, I don't even have. I just got one the other day, and it's not a big one. It's kind of just got enough. But this Parco just kind of toying with it. You can see this one kind of ran a little bit, but that vest underwater, Wassel took off on one this morning. I was just on maybe 10 feet away from him, and I was the next guy in line, and he just flipped it and went. He was too deep, and I just paddled over and went, no way. But I was just thinking, okay, he's got all this flotation on. What's going to happen when he eats it? Like, how comfortable is he? And I talked to him after, and he said, I don't even swim up. I just sit there. I'm going to come up. And so, to have that comfortability as opposed to having nothing, you saw Jensen had nothing. A few of the guys actually, Mick, a couple of the guys just got no float. Sorry, can you not hear me? Sorry about that. Yeah, a couple of the guys just got sort of no flotation. So that's really dangerous in waves like this, because it's not only the wave that you're taking on the the wipeout on, but the swell is really, really powerful. And you got a long enough interval of 18, almost 20 seconds between waves today, but the next one could beat you just as bad. Let's see who this is. This is one thing. You're taking the first wave of the set, you're straightening out, and he's straightened out enough to. He won't take that bad of abuse right there, but he's going to get a whole bunch more on the head behind it, and so that's what you deal with. So look at this. He's going to look back and see this thing, and I don't know who it is, but this is like
that's
just an unbelievably massive, huge, perfect topo. It's Chopo. It's as big as Toans at Chopo. I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. And so the guy who caught the first one is getting all those on the head, and he's going to just get all that energy pushing him down and in.
Just ragdolled all the way to the reef.
Dry dock.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
There's no. I mean, some of these guys have reckless abandon because they've been in the situation so many times, and they're really comfortable with it. And look at this, just a perfect line. Didn't have a heavy drop. He just got the perfect line in, and he knew all I had to do is pick the right line, and the speed's there, just right there, setting it up, no hands. And right here, he's looking at a barrel that's literally almost twice as big as a pipeline barrel. It's as big as a Chopo Toan, without as thick a lip maybe, but look at how tall that looks like, Himalayas or one of the outer reefs. And he just had the perfect. Look at the bodyboarder almost went over the falls there. Photographer probably.
I think that's Todd Glazer.
Might be
out
Glazer.
there.
And he was just trying to.
Another bad situation right here.
That's what I was talking about. So you're going to get a bunch of those, and as long as your first one, if you wipe out and you get pushed far enough in, it's not horrible. But if you eat it in the barrel and you come up, all that energy's coming right at you. So it's
almost impossible to even paddle in there because there's so much energy moving around,
dangerous.
right?
Look at this thing. I mean, another guy just backdooring this. I think he's coming out. And what is that? That is unbelievable that so many guys charge this big of waves, and this is all paddling, and these are all just gigantic, huge barrels. Look at this thing down the line. It's like a point break. It's like a pipeline.
Oh, that guy.
Look at the guy in front, just narrowly got under. He actually probably got pressed deep right on the wipeout, and he came up right in the line of fire, and he's probably going to get another few more. Look at this thing, and he might be lucky here because looked like he lost his board. I saw a board floating through there, but yeah, he's probably going to get under this one and be okay. But it's so.
This is white knuckle surfing.
This is
at
like,
its finest.
Yeah.
Is this swell compared to last year's swell about the same size?
I think it's about the same size now, but it's more waves in it. There's a lot more waves breaking now.
So you don't want to take that first wave of the set.
Yeah, first wave of the set, man. You better be positive you're going to make that thing.
This guy's never been so happy to see a jet ski in his life.
Yeah, that's a good friend. Like, anyone who picks up on a jet ski is your best friend on earth at that moment. And yeah, the amount of energy is just baffling. We were on the jet ski earlier, just going out in the ocean looking for some waves at some other reefs, and these lines that are coming, they're just miles and miles long, and they're so big from front to back. And then they grab reef out in the middle of the ocean. You can see them already drawing back way outside. And this afternoon, I easily go down as one of the best big wave days of all time already if it stopped this moment. And I think it's just getting started. You got a couple hours left. And look at this. That's not even like a standout wave, and that's like the wave of your life. I mean,
This is one of the only waves in the world that can actually handle this size and still keep barreling and still stay perfect, right?
One of the few waves in the world that you can surf from any size. This guy's bumming. He's going to have to probably go all the way around, and his feet are going to pay a price. Like right here, he's just trying to catch the reef. Hope he doesn't slice his foot in half. He's going to get washed all the way down, have to paddle out the corner. Or over the reef and all the way out into the channel off the side, which is really humiliating, but safer.
Yeah, there's really nowhere to go. It's an inch deep right there. So he's going to try to push through this thing, but you can see him paddling right there. It's a big board, and he's going nowhere. That vortex just holds you in that zone. Another broken board.
Yeah, that looks like maybe Jeff Rowley's again. I don't know.
Nathan Fletcher's.
Nathan. Broken leash. Board's fine. It'll float out in the channel. He'll get it. It's a forefin. You can see that. Yeah, Nathan's really into the forefins, and yeah, this is a day to be remembered in the history of surfing already. It's so impressive that so many guys are willing and ready. And they're just probably going back over the falls, and that's one of those ones I was saying you don't like that because look at the wave.
Oh my
If you got that wave at Rincon, if it was a right, it was 3 feet, you'd say it was the best wave you caught in your life. And it's a 20-foot left. And look at this, just launching in from the outside section and setting it up, just looking down the line, trying to pick the right starter speed, kit, and it's going to get bigger. These are the ones that shift further as the wave goes. And that's just a joke, man. Like, how come surfing, all these guys should get the top 10 plays of the day on SportsCenter for the next year?
I think that was Greg Long on that last one.
Oh my gosh, look at that. This is just one after another, and it's literally like guys are taking tickets, and they got a number on them, and a wave's coming, and they're just flipping and going, and it's just incredible. I mean, to be able to be comfortable enough that often, so many waves, and the real thing is that so many of these guys have put themselves in the situation so many times to be able to deal with it, to be able to handle, know what's expected when they're underwater, what the wave is going to do to them. Another board you can see there, and to know what the wave's going to do when you wipe out, to know how to be calm, hold your breath, all that training ahead of time. And look at this line, just picking the line here.
So Kelly, these are our top 5 barrels of the day.
Ramon,
right
how
now.
did he not get taken out right there? And then boom! I thought this was the wave of the day. I thought there was, and then 10 minutes later he went back to the boat and talked to his friends, and high fives. You got the wave of your life. That's killer. You got the wave of your life. But how about another? Pat Gadowskis. This is the sickest drop I've ever seen in my whole life. And I don't know how he made it because the rail was sideways. It should have dug instantly when he hit. He probably would have been safer on the wipeout. He might have penetrated. And then he gets picked up there. And then here goes Ramon again. He's knifing from deep. You can see there's a little reef out the back that lets you in. And then they run. And you don't know if you can make it. And he's way back there right there. I thought he fell. And I'm like, there's no way. Oh, my gosh. and Alex Gray just had a conniption while it was happening. And this is the sickest stuff ever. And look, I'll just say it. If they ran heats, there would have been a lot of unridden waves. And here goes Dane Gudauskas. Dane out here last year didn't get the biggest waves, got a lot of the longest barrels, and charged everything that came at him. But he kind of sat on that wide bowl and was getting those ones that were growing into bigger barrels down the line. And looks like he's on that same program again. He's comfortable there. And look at this wave. Look at how big, how massive that wave is. Is this Kala? Who is this
Reef McIntosh.
Reef. I don't know what the heck he was thinking paddling for that wave, but he just got the wave of his life. And I don't know. That one I say is better than Ramon's. It was equally as deep, just not as long, but a lot bigger. And just heavier. I mean, heavy from takeoff. John, right here in the mix. This kid's unbelievable. There's just no doubt that he's absolutely good at, absolutely amazing at everything. He's great at absolutely everything he touches, skateboards included. And he's not scared of big waves. He's not scared to surf 1 foot onshore slop and mix it with everybody on Earth in absolutely every situation. And if you ever had a doubt, that wave proved it right there. 19 years old. And geez, what do you say? I mean, what a day so far. And
the hits just keep coming. We have another broken leash situation. So, yeah, basically when the contest did get called, Volcom thankfully kept the cameras rolling. I think it's really cool because this would have been one of those sessions that you might have seen on the web a week later. This is one of the only times that I can remember to have a free surf session like this going down live. You know, it's
well,
really
this
cool.
one and the Tropo contest. So, I mean, you don't forget that. You didn't forget that. You just forgot to say it. It's, you know, and like I said before, as it turns out, the wind got really good. Wind got really good right after the call. Right after the call was made to stop at 2 o'clock. Up till then, it was not very good, and you can say all you want watching online, watching from your computer and the safety of your couch, but there were giant chops going up the face, and I was watching guys, just trying to catch the wave because the tide was still sort of mid and getting lower, and so it wasn't really properly hucking on that outer reef. It wasn't ledging, so you couldn't get under it, and if you rode a big enough board to catch a lot of those waves, you couldn't turn. So performance-wise, it wasn't great, and all of a sudden, it's just gotten to a different level. Look at this guy; he's just going to trim the white water.
Again.
Kersey.
Just
Get out
going
of
for
there.
a sick air. Could have floated that thing pretty sick, but he's just right there. He's kicking out, hoping there's nothing behind it bigger, and if so, you swap the leash off and swim 30 feet deep.
Can you see those ones behind it when you're paddling? You know, am I going this first one? Is there another 10 behind it?
I don't know, because the one before the one before the set's not as big as the one coming, so you probably can't see over that. And then there's multiple ones behind it. But I was just going to say that point before. A lot of people were saying, why didn't they have the contest? They should have had it. We would have probably run 3 heats. If everyone caught all the waves they possibly could have, you would have seen 30 waves ridden per heat. But that wouldn't happen. So each guy would probably be getting, let's say, 3 or 5 rides. You might see 6 or 8 rides per heat, and so every hour you'd be seeing, like, maybe even in the realm of maybe a dozen or less waves. And right now, look, all these guys flew here, and I'm not going to say it's a bad call at all. I don't think it's the best thing necessarily for the tour, but these guys are the master of this. These guys are the best guys in the world at this. They train day in, day out for this, and they live and die for these waves, and literally put their lives on the line. And so that's who you want to see ride these waves, in my opinion. And should you say, should those guys be in the event? Well, yeah, if you're going to have waves like this, the event would be with these guys. And this afternoon it is. And so there's no you can't let your ego or something get in the way of that. There's guys that specialize at certain things. If it was 3 feet and you put these guys out against John or Josh Kerr and said, okay, do an air contest, that's really the analogy. Go out and do airs against Chipper Wilson, see how many shove-its you can pull off instead of him. There's a specialty to a lot of different things in surfing, and that's one of them. This is insane. Look at this wave. Oh my gosh. Look at that wave. It's just the wave of your life, and it's there to be had. And who's this? Who is it? I can't
Not
quite tell.
sure yet.
Oh, it's somebody I saw earlier, though.
Is that Jensen?
No, Jensen was in trunks.
Mark Healy.
Mark Healy. And Healy, I saw Healy get what he described the wave as the wave of his life last year. I was on the wave prior, kick out, and I watched him ride 3 foam balls into the channel, and that was who's this guy? Almost too big a board. That was sick. Going and kick out of that thing. You don't want to get stuck on the wave. That's one thing. It's like being on a car that has no brakes downhill. And you know, if you get stuck on that thing and there's no way to get past the lip, or if you're going so fast you can't penetrate and dive through the back of the thing, that gets really scary.
Here's a replay of
Healy wave. Look at this thing. It just, I mean, Healy couldn't draw a better wave. This is what this guy has trained his whole life for. This is why he holds his breath for 6 minutes and can free dive 120 feet. This kind of stuff right here is, all of a sudden he can say, yeah, I'm comfortable right here. Actually, he's probably going, I wish that was a little bigger.
I wish it was deeper.
No joke, he probably does. He's probably going, damn it, like Ramon got a deeper one, and John got a bigger one, and you know, Reef got the wave of the day so far in my book. We'll see, but there's gonna be a lot more great waves. And
Donkey Show.
Healy is psyched. Follow the Donkey Show, or just Donkey Show on Instagram. Donkey Show.
Yeah,
that's Healy, and funny guy.
Well, these guys are all, they're all drawn from the same cloth. They all have a little something extra or a little something missing, but they all support each other, but they're very competitive out there, right?
They're competitive in probably a really healthy way, because these guys they're each other's best friends, and they're not out there like saying, "Oh, you won't go because you're scared" or something. Like, they're just like, let's push each other and let's do things no one's ever done on Earth. And that's really what's happening. Like right now, you're watching something that's basically never been done. Last year it was touched on, and there were some boundaries pushed, but I think today it's been kind of just blown out of the water. And you're literally watching, every time these sets come, you're watching waves that have broken over millions of years that have never been ridden at this size or this capacity of this intensity, especially under paddling power. Guys have been whipping in for quite a few years now, and obviously a lot bigger waves than this, but Cloudbreak's a pretty special reef. It doesn't just take off. It's not just a big drop, a giant takeoff like Waimea. Waimea is incredible to watch. It's incredible to catch a big wave there, but it's all pretty much the drop, and that's it. If you make it to the bottom, you've lived. Sometimes if you wipe out right on a takeoff, you can get in a lot of trouble, but basically if you make it to the bottom and get blasted, you're relatively safe. But out here, there is no safe zone. People are just glued to the to the TV. I mean,
it's not stopping. It's still pulsing out there. How much bigger could it actually get?
And we're gonna everything's gonna get replayed out here on the TVs tonight, and everyone's gonna be glued there, screaming all night. I mean, when Roni came in, that was just the beginning of the kick and the swell. And Roni came in, and everyone was stoked because he just charged it, and they were giving him a clap. But that wasn't even a wave now. That was just that was a starter kit for what's out there, and that was nuts because it was at the end in the shish kebab section where it gets really shallow, and he said the lip hit him and he tweaked his knee real weird when he ate it, but Roni goes for it. He got a couple crazy ones at Chopo last year, and gosh, what do you say? My adrenaline's going crazy. I'm actually gonna go catch a boat out there and catch a few waves, I think, if I can.
What does the sound like when you're out there? I know
Can't you hear it in your ears right now?
It's crazy. It's rumbling, and it's got to be one of the loudest waves there is. I mean, it's like
there's
an
Twiggy.
earthquake.
I think that's Twiggy getting back ready to get back out there. I saw him get one this morning that honestly must have been the best barrel. Who's that?
Damo.
Oh, is that Damo?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's been working out.
Yeah. Look at, he's got some. You thought he was charging earlier. He's got some paddle power on. He's got some paddle vest on now. But what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought because Alex Gray came up and he just looks like a little child in a candy store right now. 1 second.
But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to keep going. This is too good. So stay tuned. More action from Cloudbreak coming right back after this break. Kelly Slater is headed out there to shred, so we'll be looking for you on screen.
I'm checking now. I'll see you guys. I got to go and be near this stuff.
Get it. Get one for us. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
The best time to read Ben's World Surf would be probably pretty drunk, playing some awesome air guitar, being on the moon while you're at a really gross Mexican restaurant, at a kangaroo farm, in a shark tank, on the beach in Fiji.